Hi guys, welcome aboard to this 5 lesson which take you through the Italian culture and history and obviously people. So I would like to do this. I would like to do this because I really think that Italy is a great country. That's the country I belong to. The country I know the most. And even Italians are great people. Sometimes people don't really understand the way they act or the way they respond, like their behavior. They use they used to say they use a match of hands and they're pretty rude, or maybe they're so nice and so friendly and so lovely. Depends sometimes, right? So I'm here to make it clear to you guys which would like to visit Italy maybe, or get to know the culture, or spending a couple months there to study Italian. So just to, I don't know, let's understand the culture and not really like avoiding the language break and the cultural differences in a better way, like that would be like easy for you. So during this first lesson I'm gonna talk about the Italian language in Rome, the 5 keywords you need to master. So I'm looking here because I already write down the lesson. So okay, why Rome? So Rome is the capital of Italy. Is the city maybe most of you guys like to visit the most because it's beautiful. I spent a year there, like living in there for a year, and it was amazing. Great climate, great people, great cuisine, great great churches and things to see. It's one of the best cities in the world. So, and probably it is the third city visited after Bangkok and Florence. But still, I will talk about it instead of Florence because I believe that Romans people are, more like, got a lot of more individuality. And a lot of you guys probably would like to, will be surprised by their charisma and their behavior. So when you're in Rome, you know, you need to, getting close to the culture. You wouldn't be the kind of tourist that just take pictures, stay with the family or with the girlfriend or with the friends, and don't even like talk with the others besides the fact, or I don't know, they want the bills or they want to go into a museum or church. Right? I guess, you would like to get to know them. You would like to get in touch with them. So you would like to make a joke with them. You would like to understand what they're saying, because I think that you will notice, especially in Rome, is that most of Italians doesn't speak a word of English. Even if they speak some, they speak with a real bad accent and real bad grammar and everything. So here I will try to make it real simple, like trying to teach you the tricks to understand Italian culture first, and then Rome. And you will learn five key words you would like to use every single time you meet a Roman guy or girl, obviously, because they are the words that Romans use a lot with among them, and they are so so cool to use, and you will see that you will get a great feedback from Romans people when they would hear you saying that, and they would probably think, "Oh wow, this guy knows Romans," because it's not just Italian. It's a language that they speak just in Rome. So now, first of all, I'm gonna clarify Italian language in Italy. So the Italian history is really long. It's really variegated. So just to make it simple, the north and a little bit of the center of Italy was like past a lot of history with like little towns that were just states. So north of Italy is really like diverse, and they had been colonized by they were belonging to France before, to Austria, to the obviously the Romans, but the language in the north, it's really like formal, because they like to commerce. So for the commerce, they need a formal language. So if you go to the north cities like Milan, Venice, or Genoa, even Florence sometimes, or Turin, well, you will see there people speak really clear, speak fast usually, and they don't really use jargon things, besides the ones, maybe the older people, which they speak in dialect. So dialect is kind of like a second language we have in Italy, which consists of like most of the dialects are totally different from Italian, from the basic Italian you will hear in the news, and they depends, they really like complicated. Like in the north we have a dialect that it's close to French sometimes. Some other dialects from the northeast is close to German. If you go to the south, it is sometimes close to Spanish, but really sometimes it's just unique. And trust me, you won't understand a thing unless you are like belonging to an Italian heritage. So, for instance, your grandfather speak like Sicilian, because Sicilian is kind of like, okay, that's Sicilian, it's not Italian, and that's the same from, I don't know, I belong to Milan, a town near Milan, and it's like Milanese. It's really like, okay, I don't understand a word of Italian here. Besides this, these keywords. So just to understand that Italian is really different, and we have a lot of accents ourselves. You can even imagine. But supposing that you want to see Rome, in Rome they have not really like a dialect. It's just the Roman accent. They don't have any dialect at all. It's just a way they speak, which is unique of Roman people. So, Roman people, you will hear them because you will understand when you're talking with a Roman guy, because they really use their hands and they really speak out loud and they really like, ma che sta di, oh, ma vieni qua e facciamo una finita, ma che cazzo stai fa? It's kind of like this. It's like so over the top, so like with like hands movements, and if you're not ready for it, it might be a chance that you could be surprised and like, oh my god, this guy's so rude to me. But you gotta get used to it. It's not rude. It's just the way they used to talk, because you should Rome people, they belong to one of the widest emperor in the history. So they to conquer all that states, they were like gladiators. So they are kind of like aggressive. And you will see that they are aggressive. No shit. They are so aggressive. And you would be surprised by it. But what I'm saying is that these 5 key words will be the one you will use the most to deal with them. When you probably want a service, like in a restaurant, when you're gonna buy something, when you just wanted to ask like indication for streets, because it's pretty easy to get lost in Rome, and I don't know, just deal with friends maybe for a night out drinking. They are really useful. So I'm gonna skip to that because I think I said most of the things I was supposed to say. So these words are 5, and I'm gonna say that. The first one, it's what my friend called the mantra of Rome, because everyone saying them, like hello or like cool, I don't know. But the mantra of Rome is ow, and you must say it ow, not io or with like a really like American accent like ow. You must say ow, like over the top, out loud. And it's so said, because it means most of the times you can use it to call a person like, ow, how are you? Or when you're surprised, ow. Or maybe when you're upset and you don't get the service you were supposed to get, like, ow, what kind of service I got now? Ow, what the fuck? It's kind of like that. What the hell? Or, ow, where are you going? Ow, it's late. Ow, let's get in touch. Ow, whatever. And it's so used. And if you're gonna use this mantra, if you're gonna use this expression, you will see a lot of people who will get like, oh wow, this guy knows ow. And this is just in Rome. Maybe you will hear it like in other cities of the south, but it's like Roman peculiar mantra. Ow.